Welcome back, everyone. As a lot of parents know, youth sports are really important. They allow kids opportunity to be physically active and learn new skills, social skills especially, but there are some risks involved. And here to talk to us a little bit more about those risks, specifically we're talking about dangers of head injury, is Kate Polomeni, a registered nurse who works at the ER at St. Mary's. Thanks so much for being with us, Katie. I appreciate it. First of all, tough job working at the ER. I give you big props for doing that. But let's talk a little bit about what effect can a head injury or a concussion have on a young athlete. There's a big bit here. Tell us a little bit about it.
A concussion is usually any kind of bolt or blow or jolt to your head that interferes with the brain, and most are usually mild and there's no complications and you usually recover pretty quickly. But for children it can be powerful or dangerous risks where you could have moderate memory loss to severe brain swelling, and it's really important to teach parents that the potential risk of concussions with sport injuries.
And that's pretty much like the first question. I'm a parent, I have 2 kids, and the first thing I think of when they hit their head is, is it that serious? And what are some of the symptoms of a concussion? A lot of parents, you need to know that right off the bat if something happens.
You want to look for any kind of headache or head pressure, nausea or vomiting, memory loss, mood disturbances, if their mood's changing, if they have dull or blurred vision, dizziness or having a hard time with their balance, any sensitivity to light or noises.
And also, we're talking too about sports here. Summertime, just because it's summertime doesn't mean that sports are gone. A lot of kids are still doing sports through the summer, extracurricular stuff. So is there a particular sport that creates more vulnerability, if you will, for athletes to have concussions?
Yeah, definitely. Football, it's football season. Soccer, bicycling are sports that you can get concussions with. Any kind of physical contact that there's a risk for, you can get that. The key points is just wearing your helmet, using the protective gear, and knowing the signs and symptoms of concussion and when to go see a doctor.
Yeah, make sure you know those signs just in case afterwards. But obviously we're talking about prevention here too. There's a way to stop it before it happens. What are some of the suggestions you would say to preventing a head injury?
Teach the kids the safety, first of all, the safety of the sport and the rules, and follow good sportsmanship. Know that if you do have a concussion that you should sit out and not continue to play, and if you do have the concussion, to take a break and let the injury heal so it doesn't create any other long-term effects, and just wear helmets and all the protective safety gear and equipment.
And Katie, just one last question I want to slip in here. Sometimes people would think the younger kids that are more vulnerable, they're smaller, they're maybe, their heads aren't fully developed as of yet, their skulls are not put together like they should be quite yet as compared to a teen. Whereas a teen is maybe more vulnerable, but you don't really think about it. You just kind of coddle the younger ones and not necessarily the older ones. Is there less of a risk for concussion if you go up in age?
No, I think sometimes it can be scary because you hit harder than the little guys do, but there's, adults, little kids, everyone's vulnerable to a concussion. It's just sometimes harder to see for little kids because that's not always, the symptoms don't all come out right away. So right after the injury, they could take a little bit longer. So those are the ones that you have to watch out for.
Katie, thank you so much. A lot of great information. Of course, you can find a list of all of this on our website, mynews4.com. Thanks a lot, Katie. I appreciate it. All right, we're going to go ahead and go over to Jenna with a quick look at our forecast. Jenna, we've got a nice warm day ahead of us.
Yes, we do. Possibly more thunderstorms like we saw last night. Details about this picture coming up.
That was awesome. Great job.
Thank you.
I'm sorry to throw in that last question at the end, but you did a great job. We just had a little